Hey guys, my name is TotallyGamerJet, and today I'm doing a little special video. So today I am doing a Bukkit 1.8 plugin tutorial, and so this is not your normal tutorial. I'm going to go in depth with everything I talk about. I'm going to make sure you understand Java and not just how to code a plugin, because understanding Java is more important than being able to code a plugin and have no idea what it means, because it'll help you when errors occur or one of your owners wants you to expand upon a plugin, but you don't know what the code means, so you don't know how. So yeah, I'm gonna get started, and the first thing, this is still a basic tutorial, so if you know nothing, it will be very beneficial. So the first thing we want to do is start out by creating a new Java project. We're gonna call this episode 1 basic plugin. Okay, so now we have our plugin, and we have a source and JRE system library, which has all like basic Java stuff in it. So now we are going to create a package. So to create a package, it's really easy. You want to right click, new package. So there's a lot of ways to do packages, but they all start out similar. They're either to be me, net, com. Really, they all start with something like that, like how a website might end. So I'm going to do com.basic.plugin. So every dot I'm saying is actually creates a new folder. So it's going to go com as the first folder, and then inside there's going to be a basic folder, and then inside that it's going to be a plugin, and inside that it's going to be everything else. So let's click finish. Now what we want to do is right click new class. So class is just what's being run. So it's really simple. I'm gonna call mine main, and you can call it really anything, but I like to call all my first class main because it's the main class. Simple as that. You want to leave everything else and then click finish. It's gonna create a class for you. So now what we want to do is we have our basic simple class, we have our package and our Java project. So now we're gonna right click our Java project because we need to make it so we can get all of our Bukkit libraries, all the stuff that's in Bukkit. So we're going to do right click, build path, and then configure build path. So if you're not already, you want to make sure you're on libraries. Then you want to click external jars, and you want to locate your Bukkit or craft Bukkit, which I have right here. You're going to click open, and then click OK. So then you'll see that you get referenced libraries down here, and you'll see the craft Bukkits inside, and all of its classes and packages will be found inside. So we can close that. So now that we have all the Bukkit classes, we can now start out with our plugin. So the first thing we want to do is just extend Java plugin. So extends Java plugin. So now you'll see that we have our Bukkit, but now we're getting an error. That's because we need to import Java plugin from org.bukkit.plugin.java and import that. And then now it's imported and we're good. So now the next thing we have to do is create our on enable and on disable. So these used to be implemented methods. If you, in old Bukkit, once you extended Java plugin, you would have to put on enable. You don't have to anymore, but it's recommended that you do. So I'm going to do that. So on enable. Now we have an on enable, but the problem is we need to include a void, boolean, int, something like that. So we need a return. So we're going to make our thing public, and we're going to have it void. So it's not going to return anything. So that's pretty simple, right? And also, I would like to mention that when extending classes, you can only extend one per class, but you can also implement. So let's say we're going to implement listener. That's not a thing. Implements. There we go. Implements listener. So then you would import listener. So you can implement as many things as you want, but you can only extend one class. So if you want to know what creates an extended class and what creates an implemented class, you can look up interface, and you can also look up abstract classes. Those will explain in extendeds and implemented. So now we want to create our on disable. So public void on disable. So this simply is creating a simple method that is going to be called on enable and on disable. So now we want to get our information from our plugin.yml, which we do not have yet, but we will get to that. So what we're going to do is create plugin descriptor description file PDF file equals get description. And then, yeah. So now we created a variable called PDF file, which is a new type of, it's a type of plugin description file, and it equals get the description. So it's going to get the description of this plugin. Before we do that, we want to be able, so if we want to print, there's two ways to do this. So if we want to print to the console, there's two ways. You can do system output, but I don't like to do that. It doesn't look as nice and it doesn't seem professional. Like, you can do it, but I don't know why you do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a logger. So public, outside the method on enable, you want to go public logger. Logger equals logger.get logger. And then in here, in the parentheses, you want to put Minecraft. So it's really simple. So now we are able to print stuff to the console. So all you have to do is go logger.info or enter, sorry. And you want to do PDF file dot get name plus, so we're attaching to the name of this plugin to this. We're going to type has been enabled. So it's really simple. So we're going to print using logger, and it's going to be an info, because there's also warning, but right now we're just doing info. We're going to do the name of the plugin, which we don't have right now, has been enabled. So it's really simple to do. So next, there's some other cool things you can do with the PDF. We're also, after this, we're going to do version, and then space, because you have to do a space because it's not automatically attached. So then we do PDF file dot get version. And there we go. So now it's going to say the plugin's name, which I'm going to make my basic plugin, has been enabled version, and it's going to label the version. So PDF file makes it really simple. So all you have to do is go into the plugin.yml and change the name or the version, and then everywhere else it already updates. So you don't have to I could do version 1.0, and then when I update it, I have to change it again and again. So it doesn't make sense. It would make sense to just have plugin.yml, so globally on that plugin, it will be changed. So we could also do this on disable, but you don't have to. So all you have to do is just copy this and then paste it into the on disable. Then you want to do has been disabled, and you don't need the version if you don't want it. So let's just get rid of that just to show that you don't need it. And you gotta make sure you put it in a quote there. So now we have an on enable and an on disable. So cool functionality. Wow, you accomplished so much. No. So I want to save this just in case. But now we're going to start, and we're going to create a command. Yes, simple command. Wow. But I would like to say that many tutorials, they make their commands in their main class. That's okay, but your main class can get very big, and I might put up a picture right now of one of my classes that I did for my other plugins, and that is a very big main class. There's no other methods except the on enable and on disable, so it's really big class just for a simple thing. So you don't want to clutter up your main, and you want to be organized. So to be organized, we're going to create a new package, new package, and then you see that since we right-clicked it, or com.basic.plugin, it's already put here. So now all we have to do is type .commands, and this is now a new folder. So in plugin, it's going to be the main class, and then there's also going to be a folder called commands. So that is what we're going to put all our commands in here. So now we're going to right-click new class. We're going to call this class basic command. So now we are going to do implements. So now we're using implements. We can implement as many stuff as we want. So if we wanted to, we could have our listeners in here as well, but we're not going to. Executor, command executor. So, and then you'll see we get an error. We're going to change to that, and then it's going to also import. And then we're going to see that since we implemented, now we need some unimplemented methods. So we're going to click add implemented methods. We're going to get rid of that override because you do not need it. We're also going to get rid of the to do And now we have this method. So it creates a simple method for us, and this is the basic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change a few of the variable names because make it easier. So command sender, sender. So it's going to get the command sender type, and then the variable is sender. Command, we're going to make that CMD, and the string, which is what the string equals. So like if we type /basic, the string, the label is basic. So then string array A. So next we're going to have a simple command. So right now most of the tutorials would tell you to do if label dot equals ignore case, but you don't have to do that because we are going to use a special way. So since our command is not in the same class as our main, we have to use a special method. So what we have to do is do get command, and then here put the name of it, like what the command is, the label, and we're gonna make ours basic. And then we're gonna do dot set executor, and then we want to do new, and then the name of the class, basic command, and then parentheses. So then, now we're going to get an error because we need to import. So like a lot of the space is get commands, imports. That's what takes a lot of space in main classes. So there's no reason to make a gigantic main and have an extra method in there because it's going to be very unorganized. So if we go back to our basic command, we should give this basic command some functionality. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the player that ran this command. So to do that, we're going to do player type P, so that P, the variable is P, and then we're going to click equals sender. Okay, so we have the variable P, which now we import, and that's going to equal sender. But why do we have an error? Sender is a player, right? Is it? Oh, we need to do cast because sender is not a player. It's actually command sender, so there's different functionality. As you can see, if I do sender dot and then get, I can't get inventory. But if we do P dot get inventory, we can get the inventory. So as you can see, sender and player both are different types. So command sender and player are different types, so they have different methods inside them. So now that we have our player, we can do p dot send message, and we're going to do, so most people would tell you to use chat color. So chat color dot, and then you would set the color to, let's say, red. And then you click plus, and then, yeah. But we're not going to do that because that makes really long messages and strings that there's no reason to have. So there's a special key on Mac. It's option 6, and I'm not sure what Windows is. It's on the screen now what Windows is. And you put that in, and then 6 is the color code for gold. And then we're going to do that again, and then we're going to do bold. So it's going to be a gold, bold message. So we're going to write, welcome to Basic Plugin Episode 1. So this is going to be our simple message that is sent to the player. And it imported chat color, but we didn't even get it. So then we save that, and we're done. So now we have our very organized plugin. But if we were to export this now, it wouldn't work. So what we have to do is click on our basic plugin project and right-click it, and we're going to click New File. So now what we're doing is do plugin.yml. So the first thing you want to do is create a name. So the name for ours is going to be Basic Plugin. Okay? The next thing we have to do is specify where our main class is. So this is why you can do whatever kind of name you want to do for your main class because you set it in the PDF. So where the location of ours is com.basic.plugin, and then the name of the class main. Then next you can do author. You don't have to, but I'm going to. So next you also want to do description, basic plugin. So this is all simpleness. And then we're going to do commands 1, 2, 3, and then the name of the command basic. Then it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then description. A basic command. So this is really simple. So all it is it's saying that the commands, here's the commands, and then you're naming the command basic. You don't need to put basic or the description of the command in the plugin.yml, but you can, because if you can, so that when you do /help, the command will show up. If you didn't put it in the plugin.yml, the command won't show up, but all the functionality will still work. So then you save that, exit out of that, and then you want to right click and you want to click refresh. So that way that everything is synced up and you have no errors when exporting. So now you can close up all your project, and now we want to export it into a jar. So export, and you want to go to Java, jar file, next. And then you want all your plugins should be selected, but if it's not, you want to select it and make sure all the files inside are selected. And then you want to click the location of the jar. So now we're going to click browse. So we're going to see, as you can see, I already did it. We're going to save the plugin as basic command is the name in the plugins folder. So then save, finish. And then it's going to say if you want to override it if you already have it there, but yeah, it shouldn't say that. So now we export our plugin. So I'm going to start up the server and meet you guys in game. Okay, so there was one thing I forgot to do, is set the version. As you know, in our main class, we did say to get the version, so we are going to have to. So let's just go, let's see, after the main, let's do it. Version equals 0.1. So we're going to set it to 0.1. Save that and exit, and then re-export it as like we did before. Okay guys, so the plugin has loaded. As you can see, it says basic plugin has been enabled, version 0.1. So we know that the plugin loaded just fine and there was no errors. So now if we go into the game, so, aw, cute little bunny. Bunny runs. So we're in game and we're on creative mode. So now what we can do is if we type /basic, we see welcome to basic plugin episode 1. So hope you guys learned something, even if you're not new to plugin development. You learned a little bit about Java. That's what I'm hoping, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please, if you did, leave a like, comment, any suggestions, any episode ideas, and I will be sure to do them. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.